Why will you not balance the way I want you to? This is so annoying. All I want is a better lens on my stupid camera so I can...
Hey Drew, what are you doing?
Trying to get this stupid Crane M3 to balance because I've got now this fancy looking lens, and guess what? It won't balance for nothing.
Well, hey, I know a pretty decent camera shop in town. You want to go check out Schiller's?
Let's go. So I came down to Schiller's. Sven here helped me out, come up with a solution that we already had. Now I didn't necessarily give him any business, unfortunately. I might have when I go and try and find a bag, but we actually found a solution that was already sitting here waiting. So I might have a solution to the problem. I got to go back to the store and figure it out, but Sven was great. You should come and check this place out. If you do any cameras or video or anything like that, come down and check out Schiller's. They are a local business to St. Louis, and they are absolutely huge and have everything you could possibly imagine over here. So I appreciate your help, Sven. I appreciate you coming up with a solution for my problem.
Well, thanks for coming in. We're happy to help.
Good morning, everybody, and welcome to the GSM's Pride. So as you saw there, we went to Schiller's to try and come up with a solution to a camera issue I'm having. And as life is, it didn't quite work out as planned. The whole point of this vlog this week is to try and get some feedback from you guys to see what we can do differently. We're trying different camera tools, different editing techniques, different videos, all kinds of different things. So we're going to review some of the videos that we've done the best with and got the most feedback or the most views at the end of the day. And we're really trying to find out what's really going to make you guys tick.
All right, fellas, top 5 answers on the board. Here we go.
So let's give a quick countdown. Let's start with number 1. So number 1 was the very first time we ever went out and drove the Bronco. Actually, in person, it was the Off Rodeo in Texas. As you saw on that, we had a lot of fun. We tried a lot of techniques. Obviously, we had different cameras, different interviews, all that kind of stuff. Things that I really enjoyed about that trip was, one, it was the camaraderie with the guys that came with us.
Why am I doing this?
To the edge of the water, and then I'll tell you when to come.
Yeah, that's right.
It's filming us.
Yeah, but turn it, face it the opposite way. Oh. Obviously, we went down there with a couple of the salespeople and another sales manager, which was a really good time. Next, obviously, we got to actually learn a lot about the Bronco and its off-road capabilities as a general sense. And then the very third one was actually the Bronco Sport was a really big thing for me that I took away because I wasn't expecting that vehicle to be as capable as it was. Number 2 most watched video was the trip to SEMA, where Zach and I went down and actually got to see all the upfitted vehicles and all the accessories. You know, a couple of things that I really got out of that was, one, is the area of opportunity that we have not looked into with the accessorizing and the personalizing vehicles. 2, that we really need to do better when we plan, because trying to do SEMA in one day was a really bad idea. So here we are at SEMA. We're outside at Ford out front. I think the drift team for the RTRs, Mustangs, are about to come out, so that's going to be fun. We'll get plenty of footage of that. But if you ever get a chance to come out to SEMA, I'd recommend it. It's a lot of walking, be prepared. It's not like you can just walk around for 5 minutes. I think, Zach, what we hit like 10% of it maybe?
Yeah, I would say 10-15% of it. It's pretty crazy.
And 3, I actually got to spend a lot of time with Zach, and which I really appreciated, and we got to bounce a lot of good ideas off us, which is the whole intention of trying to help you guys. The third most watched video was the Graffiti Wall with my Bronco. Obviously, I love that for many reasons. One, I got so many pictures and footage for myself, just for my own personal. But we realized how much people were interested in that vehicle as a whole. You know, even in the video there's a couple that were actually taking videos and wanted to use my Bronco in their own pictures, and we realized how big the Bronco Nation really is. So that was the biggest things that I got out of that. The fourth most watched video was the Bronco Off Rodeo in Vegas. Obviously, that was a great trip for myself and my wife. It was really good to actually do some different kind of terrain with the heat supposedly, when you see the rain that was coming down. But a couple of things I got out of that really was, one, I actually got to witness that vehicle in kind of more of a realistic scenario with the slippery rocks and whatnot in those certain scenarios. And the other thing is, it was just a really nice trip to go out there and actually drive the Bronco once more.
All right, guys, we've actually reached our first technical part of trail. We're actually going to be taking the red arrow to the right. Once you come up to a convoy procedure, like Eric said, we're going to follow. This starts to get pretty technical pretty quickly. Now, line choice, tire placement, and your speed all is factors here, so we're going to take it nice and slow. We will start to use those hero switches and those goat modes as we meet them.
And the fifth most watched videos are actually our spotlights. We also think that they don't draw that much attention, but really they do in the general sense. Now, when we first started out, we did a lot of things where we just get to know those people, which was great because I got to learn a lot about those people as a whole. But what we found is the follow-up ones are being a little bit more successful because we're talking about specific things. As you see with Brian and I, we talked about breathing techniques. Really, what relevance that is to the car industry? Zero. Except the point is that you realize that we are actually human beings. We do have issues. We do have anxiety. When you come in to buy a car, you think that your biggest thing is you're anxious to buy the car. We're also anxious to sell the car. So it's kind of a bit of both.
Like, well, you don't know how to breathe properly, so you can't do anything until you learn how to breathe. So he's been teaching me all these breathing exercises, which does really help, even on the job, turns out.
Well, that's, you know, it's funny you say that. Like, breathing in, I guess, athletics as a whole, it's something that a lot of people don't necessarily realize is so impactful when you're working out. And then obviously with Paul, it was good to see him get his side across of what salespeople really think and what he's learning on a different, it's kind of a transition, a different way for him to think. So those are the things that we're really trying to push.
More than ever, urgency is the order of the day. If you're not contacting and getting a hold of these people immediately, your chances are slim to none. If we have a vehicle, it's not going to be here long, and so the race is who can sell it first. You know, and that's what it's really turned into. Even like the inbound orders. I mean, I've never gone after inbound units how I'm going after inbound units.
I'll tell
you really got to
quick.
dig in.
So that's it for this week's vlog. As you saw there, we had a lot of different things come up, and the whole intention of this vlog really was to get your feedback. You know, I'm really asking for you, really what you got out of those things that made you draw yourself to those videos specifically, and what you liked about those. The whole intention of me doing this is to try and get you to engage, and it's really for you, not for me. I'm trying to find out what really you want to see. Is it that we just do the spotlights, that we talk to the salespeople and the employees, or is it that you want to see me drive cars and have fun in those cars? Or is it training and other things like that? What is it that really makes you tick? Really, what is it that draws you to my channel? And hopefully you can do that. As always, I'm going to stick up a video on this side, a couple of those ones that we already pointed out probably. On this side, I'll put the subscription to the GSM's Pride, up in the top corner there, the subscription to Luffy's Ford, and I'll see you all next week. So let's do a quick countdown and break your mic.